Motherfucking Lysol. Lysol is Lysol is good. Evil is good. Oh, someone got in my eye. Boom. All right, Robin. Gosh, this table. Here we go.
Favorite shows at your leisure at KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving insane, just as steady on the way. She keeps playing silly games.
Finally.
And I'm about to pay. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light. We end tonight with one of the most potent powers on Earth. It can change lives in an instant. Everyone has it. It's the power to forgive. Watch it now in action in Steve Hartman's Assignment America. In a small apartment building in North Minneapolis, a 59-year-old teacher's aide sings praise to God for no seemingly apparent reason. Indeed, if anyone was to have issues with the Lord, it would be Mary Johnson.
You never had a chance.
In February 1993, Mary's son, Loramian Bird, was shot to death during an argument at a party. He was 20, and Mary's only child.
My son was gone.
The killer was a 16-year-old kid named O'Shea Israel.
I wanted justice. He was an animal. He deserved to be caged.
And he was. Tried as an adult and sentenced to 25 and a half years. O'Shea served 17 before being recently released. He now lives back in the old neighborhood, close to Mary. This close. He lives next door.
Next door.
How a convicted murderer ended up living a door jam away from his victim's mother is a story not of horrible misfortune, as you might expect, but of remarkable mercy. A few years ago, Mary asked if she could meet O'Shea here at Minnesota's Stillwater State Prison. As a devout Christian, she felt compelled to see if there was some way, if somehow, she could forgive her son's killer. What'd she say to you? I believe the first thing she said was, look, you don't know me, I don't know you, let's just start with right now. That I was befuddled myself. O'Shea says they met regularly after that. When he got out, she introduced him to her landlord, who, with Mary's blessing, invited O'Shea to move into the building. Today, they don't just live close, they are close.
Wow.
Clearly, Mary was able to forgive.
Unforgiveness is like cancer. It will eat you from the inside out. It's not about that other person. Me forgiving him does not diminish what he's done. Yes, he murdered my son, but the forgiveness is for me. It's for me.
For O'Shea, it hasn't been that easy. I haven't totally forgiven myself yet. I'm learning how to forgive myself. And I'm still going towards, trying to forgive myself and what it is I've done. To that end, O'Shea is now busy proving himself to himself. He works at a recycling plant by day and goes to college by night. He says he's determined to pay back Mary's clemency by contributing to society.
Oh, y'all not ready for tonight? Arabia in here crying? Arabia, you can't be crying. We live now.
I can cry. I can cry.
She said, I can cry. You can't tell me not to cry. I'm going to cry. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason back in the building. Hey, man, this is a lesson for everybody involved. So, I've been coaching lately a lot because people have been buying my books. And, I have a special with my books. You buy the book, I give you a free coaching session. And I've been reading some of the material that I've been giving out to the people that I'm coaching. And one book in particular, I've read it maybe 4 or 5 times before. But in giving it out to the clients, I said, okay, I got to revisit some of the key points in this book. The book is called Radical Forgiveness. I gave it to my girl because Lord knows I need her forgiveness. Y'all know I'm crazy. It's 2 of me in here. Hell, no, listen, I gave the book to my woman. Like I said, Lord knows I need her forgiveness, right? But one of the statements in the book, it blew me away. I think everybody should get it. It's called Radical Forgiveness. It's by Colin Tippin. Tipping. Colin Tippin, I believe, or Tippon. One of those. Radical Forgiveness. Oh, here we go. The concept in the book, which is the topic for tonight. Forgiveness, listen, this is going to hurt some people. This might hurt some people, but we got to go through it if we're really meant for each other, if we're really meant to expand and grow. And this is a very powerful statement here. In the book, Colin says this phrase, and then he goes on to explain it. He said, forgiveness is recognizing that nothing really happened to you. It happened for you. Now, a lot of people can't wrap their head around that. Nothing really happened to you. It happened for you. See, again, we talked about love, one of the most bastardized terms in our relationship lexicon, but so is forgiveness. Because many people will utter it, but they will not embody it. Now, it's a hard thing to do. See, I tell people this all the time. I say, listen, you want unconditional love? You got to love yourself unconditionally. You want acceptance? You have to self-accept first, self-acknowledge, self-realization. Listen, I keep telling y'all this, but I don't know who wants to hear the truth. Everybody wants to blame. Everybody wants to live in this victimhood space, and a lot of people don't believe certain concepts that are ancient. The ancient concept of you chose to be here. You have a soul contract with your family tribe. You got a soul contract with your friends. You got a soul contract with your lovers. And it is the mirror of relationship that wakes you up from spiritual amnesia. You forgot why you asked to come back to this space. And now you're back and you're being hit with the curriculum that you asked to experience. Now, some people say, did the kid ask to be raped? Yep. Did the kid ask to be kidnapped? Yep. See, what you don't know about God, I want to go deeper. God is a never-ending, infinite, unfolding, listen to this last word, experience. An experience is the act of doing and being simultaneously. See, when you do something as you are in that moment, something changes in you. And for us human beings, we forget we're spirit having a human experience. We forget that. But it's relationship that brings this understanding back to the forefront. Forgiveness is recognizing that nothing really happened to you. It happened for you. I got questions because I don't know everything. It just blew me away as I'm reading this book because I'm dealing with all these people. We coaching. I'm trying to get them through today's situation. I'm going through my own. Do you understand? I'm going through my own situations, but I'm coaching you. Do you see? Let's go in here. Does being hurt / betrayed in your relationship happen in order to quicken your spiritual development? You got hurt and or betrayed because you might have been too comfortable. And spirit wants you to get into what you're supposed to be into. Get into why you're here so you can continue to flourish and develop as the being you chose to be before you came here. I don't know. I don't know if that's real. 1-800-920-1580. If you disagree, somebody call me right now. Call me. You heard the lady. Where did the lady find the grace to embrace her son's killer? He lived next door. He lived next door to her now. Let me ask this question. Deeper question. Are relationships supposed to be painful? Are they supposed to be hurtful? Are you supposed to be hurt? Dr. Jashana Johnson asked a great question in my live. She said, is it the truth that hurts or the insecurity that hurts? What is the true meaning of forgiveness? Do you know? Is hurt inevitable in relationships? Why is unconditional forgiveness seemingly more arduous to achieve when your heart is cold? Unconditional forgiveness seems more arduous to achieve when your heart is cold. Why is that the case? Can relational pain be connected to your self-realization journey? I know people don't ask these. People don't ask these types of questions. Let me ask that one again because that might have just floated on by too quick. Can relational pain be connected to your self-realization journey? 1-800-920-1580. Don't listen, because y'all want to sit up in that like Killmonger talking to Angela Bassett. Y'all was up here safe. You was in your relationship safe and comfortable, huh? Nah, auntie, I'm up in here. I'm mayhem. 1-800-920-1580. Call me right now. I want to know, what does it take to forgive? If forgiving is letting go, does that mean you let it go and you don't remember? Does that mean you let it go and you're no longer mindful of what happened? Who are you letting go for? Yourself or the other person? And even when you let go, what are you letting go of? 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, the voice of reason is going to open up the phone lines. We're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper in tonight's topic. Y'all ready?
I don't think. Are y'all ready?
This girl in here talking and crying.
So I had a heck of a weekend, and when I come here, it's my safe place to be real and be honest because I have these conversations with my peers. I was literally telling my skate club today, like, we have to move with love and intentional. And I said forgiveness, and the fact the whole fucking show is about forgiveness. I'm so sorry, but he might not be there when I call, but he's always there when I call, and he's always right on time. So I need this because as I go into the world, oh my goodness, I miss y'all. I be crying.
She over here crying, like whole face full of water. I said, oh, she in here talking and
Because we are
testifying.
divine beings, baby. It's nothing. It's baby. It's an honor to be in this man's presence. This man has. I don't have my mommy, but she's still. So as we give praises to her, we bask in His glory, and it hurts and it don't look pretty, and my edges are sweated out, and my car went out, but we show up, and we show up with a giving heart, and me and this man has conversations that nobody knows about. And he always loves me like a father, like a boo, like a daddy.
Abu.
He's always very respectful. He teaches me so much. And as I go into the world as a real crip on Tuesdays and skating and
My girl would disagree with you. She'd be like, this nigga fucked up. You don't know him like I know.
He's my boss. I don't know him that way. No, yeah.
That girl be like, you don't really know him.
I stay right
like, this
now.
nigga fucked up.
Yeah, no, we're not supposed to know each other. Yeah, good. Deuces. I'm out.
You don't really know him, Arabia.
Yeah, no.
This nigga crazy.
I know. That's I love you some biases.
Everybody hit that like button. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Banging on blades. Stay in there.
Oh my goodness. You have
said
no
a real
idea.
crib.
Y'all my family.
What? What is going on? This shit done turned the corner.
Banging on blades. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I roller skate, so I'm a good baby. Yep. In West Coast, LA. It's such an honor to be here because as LA bows to you as my. I'm out.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, enter the sanctum of the VOR. Such a vibe tonight. I wanted to turn it down just a little bit. You're listening to my playlist, which is also my co host. The record is called Pink Flower by King Chino. You want to get that record right now. That's such a vibe. Pink Flower by King Chino. And I played this because, it's a delicate vibe. It's a feeling, right? And I feel like that's the vibe and the feeling of tonight's show. And I have a whole crap ton of questions, but I want to center, are relationships supposed to be painful? Are they supposed to hurt? Right? And forgiveness is recognizing that nothing really happened to you, it happened for you. What are we holding on when we're unforgiving? What are we holding on to? And keep in mind, everybody has their own timeline. Forgiveness, everybody has a different timeline. It may take me a shorter time to heal than it takes another person to heal and forgive and get over and get through and process. Everybody has their own forgiveness clock. And a lot of times, and you just got to be honest about it, a lot of times, if somebody cares about you, they really love you, they're going to be invested in trying to undo what was done, right? Or what they did, if they really love you. And then sometimes that desire to undo might push the person away. Because it's like, I need my time to process. I'm not ready to just hop over it and get over it and be done with it, right? Then there's also another piece to it. And sometimes as human beings, we're selfish. Because Dr. G put it in such a great framing. He was like, when somebody is hurt, they must guard against entitlement. He says, because you hurt me, now I'm justified in withholding. I'm justified, right, in not forgiving. And if we're talking about low-level vibrational forgiveness, I get to dangle what you did over your head as a means to motivate you to do what I want you to do. He says anybody who is locked into that mindset are unworthy for relationship. That's a heavy angle to take. But here's another twist. I hurt you. And now if I truly love you, because if I truly love you, I'm going to feel bad. That's part of being a human being. Right? There's going to be some remorse coming from me because I hurt you. So I'm going to be remorseful. I'm going to be empathetic. I'm going to be like, yo, wow, I'm sorry. And sometimes saying sorry too much is off-putting to the person you hurt as well. And then you can't ask the person to empathize with your remorse for hurting them. Do you see? So it's very intricate little maze we get into when we hurt each other in relationship. Because if I care, I'm going to do everything in my power to undo the wrong that was done. Listen. True or false? Forgiveness is an essential component of being able to attain mental, relational, physical, and spiritual well-being. It means forgiving yourself and forgiving those who have caused you trauma. thereby creating space for more positive thoughts. Forgiveness can be both a psychological and spiritual journey. That is a quote by Dr. Levy, right? Can forgiveness completely heal generational curses? What is an example of radical forgiveness? What makes it radical? Right? See, unforgiveness is like unholy matrimony to revenge, to entitlement. So you might want to be careful allowing unforgiveness into your heart, because sooner or later you may need a divorce from unforgiveness and all of the things that come with it. Resentment, right? Resistance, aggression, microaggression, all this stuff, anxiety, depression, a lot of stuff comes with unforgiveness. I'm just asking now. 1-800-920-1580. I want to talk to some people because tonight's topic is different. From a spiritual context, forgiveness is recognizing that nothing really happened to you. It happened for you. Do you agree or disagree with that notion? Because many people claim to be religious, they claim to be spiritual, they claim to be a lot of stuff, insightful, wise. But from a spiritual context, nothing really happened to me. It happened for me. The pain served as an escalator for my consciousness to go from one level to the next. But the real challenge here is for me to let go of my entitlements, a victimhood mentality. And this isn't to say victims don't exist. I love the way my homeboy, Dr. Alan Berger, the author of Emotional Sobriety. 12 Steps to Emotional Sobriety, Dr. Alan Berger. He wrote the foreword in the Shrouded Lighthouse book, my Shrouded Lighthouse book. I like the way he put it. He said, we're all victims of victims. And in the Colin Tippin book, he talks about soul contracts that were signed, sealed, and delivered before we got here. Our souls recognized the assignment when we met. 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines. People want to talk. Hey, Third Eye, you my guy, bro. I love you. But I would love to go back and forth with you on the phone. Call in, my brother. Call in, my guy. Call in, my guy. What happened? Oh, who? Hey, he's leaving? Jay Kofa! Wait, somebody else did it too. Did Naeem go? Ghetto Gourmet! That's my brother. Did Naeem make it to his show? My son Naeem has a concert tonight. He's somewhere rapping.
Baby boy.
Yeah.
Oh, where we in there?
I don't know.
Now, give me the address. I show up. I show up. Daddy might, but I will.
I ain't gonna show up.
Yeah, I'll show up.
I don't be showing up to clubs.
I show up to clubs. I'm still 30. I show up to clubs. Take over. Thank you, love.
Got it. Okay.
You always send so much love, so much support. Thank you, Third Eye.
Jay Kofa, did you get your books?
Dream.
Oh, you got your books and you got your coaching session. You don't fool me, Zoe. You're going to try to heal my wounds. No dice, sir. Hey, don't play with me, man. Get up in here.
We do not play about healing. You better quit that.
Listen, I can't heal your wounds, Third Eye. Shit, my wounds is fucked up. I got problems.
All got problems. As long as we talk about it now, we in the same place, talk about it.
Suge Mac 510.
Oh, Shiggies.
Rob B. Show love, fam. Let's get in here.
Yay! I'm so happy to be with y'all today. Always. Hi, Booski.
Hey, and Jay, hey, on the podcast thing, man, if you need any help, man, you let me know, man. Any resources I have, I'm willing to share those with you, brother. That's for sure. The day Third Eye call is World War III. What is going? You got to turn that little phone off, child.
Okay.
She be back there talking, giggling.
I be recording and posting.
And you be giggling though.
I be laughing and crying.
We finally hit 72,000 subs. Everybody, big it up, big it up. We crossed over 72,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel.
Oh, you so deserve it. You fucking deserve it.
It means the world to me. Loved one, I salute you, no doubt, no doubt.
If anybody is so, oh my goodness. We here for a long time and a good time. Thank you for it to reflect on this man.
Was that a Drake?
Yeah, light skin. I'm a light skinned nigga, but I'm dark skinned. What y'all do? You know? Yeah.
What just happened? it was a whole Drake line.
I be busting bars.
Like what happened?
Oh my God! Bow. Bill.
Yeah, hit the like button, y'all.
Oh.
All right now.
Yay! We in there.
Hey,
Yay.
royalty. Oh thank you.
Oh my God.
Now y'all really got to hit the like button though. This crowd is so small. Everybody should hit the like button. There really should be. There should be no looky-loos in this small, intimate group of people.
Hey, tell your friends, tell everyone. I'm telling my skate club about everything. We are super tapped in as we go on this. Zoe did such an amazing job to make sure we were so solid. And as we take this thing to the next level, it's gonna be different ages, but it's always one move, one band, one sound. When Zoe move, I move. Period. That's okay.
Who you cussing out?
Nobody.
Oh,
Telling
that's spirit cussing.
That's how. Say one cuss word.
No, that's what I.
Okay.
Y'all should have seen Arabia at the round table. You was just like that. Everybody loved it too. They was like, "Look at the what the." She said, "Burn some sage." Everybody's like, "What?" Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, spirit cussing. You know,
share, subscribe.
My girl spirit cusses too. Well, she cuss for real.
Yeah, we cuss. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. So.
My girl cuss for real.
Yeah, me too.
But she can spirit cuss too.
Come on, talk about it, baby. Right? You better talk about it.
AKA, interesting topic, you think?
Oh, it looks too cute. Oh. You seen this close to her too.
A 14-year-old boy shot and killed an innocent teenager to prove himself to his gang. At the trial, the victim's mother sat still and silent until the end when he was convicted of the killing. As he was being taken away in handcuffs, the mother of the boy who was shot stood up slowly, looked him in the eye, and said, "I'm gonna kill you," and sat back down, and the boy was taken away. After being in prison for a year or so, the mother of the slain boy goes to visit him. Now that boy had been living in the streets before the killing, and she was the only visitor he ever had. Not even the gang members came to visit him. Now he was kind of frightened before she came, but she said, "No, I just want to talk to you." And for a time they talked, and when she left, she gave him some money for cigarettes. And then she started step by step visiting him more regularly, trying to understand the guy who killed her child. And she goes every few months. And when he's about to get out at the age of 18, she asks him, "What are you going to do when you get out?" He said, I've got no idea. I've got no family. I don't know. She said, "Well, I've got a friend who owns a little factory, and maybe I can get you a job there." So she arranges it with the parole officer. And then she said, "Where are you going to stay?" He said, I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't have anybody." She said, "Well, I've got a spare room, and you can stay with me." So he comes and stays with her. And so after 6 months, she pulls him aside and she says, "You know, I really got to talk to you. Come on in the living room and sit down. Let's talk." So she sits opposite to him and looks him in the eyes and says, "Do you remember in court the day you were convicted of murdering my son for no reason at all? And I said I was going to kill you?" He said, "Yes, ma'am. I'll never forget that day." She looked back at him and said, "Well, I did. I did not want the boy who murdered my son to live on this earth anymore. I wanted him to die. And that's how I set about changing you and bringing you things and giving you a job and letting you live here with me. And you're not that same person anymore. That old boy, he's gone. But I don't have anybody. And I want to know if you can stay here. I want to know if I can adopt you as my son." And he said yes.
These are real stories now. The voice of reason. We want to do real work tonight. These are real stories. People are losing their kids and adopting the killers and befriending and forgiving the killers. Now, I'm not, listen, So when you hear me say, I want y'all to hear this. When you hear me say, Christianity is based on sacrifice. God sacrifices his only begotten son. The sacrifice is a metaphor for unconditional love. The verse starts, for God so loved the world that he sacrificed his only begotten son. It's a metaphor. You can't reach unconditional love without sacrifice. So what are you sacrificing? You're sacrificing your ego. You're sacrificing entitlement. You're sacrificing victimhood. The beginning of the show, let's go back to the topic. Forgiveness is recognizing that nothing really happened to you, it happened for you. I'm here to offer, and you guys, I'm gonna let the callers in, but I'm here to offer something. Could pain be the ultimate change agent in your life? I know people don't want to hear that, but could it be the ultimate? You spend most of your life running away from discomfort. You're trying to run to ease. You're trying to run to pleasure. You're trying to run to happiness. But maybe you need to sit with dissatisfaction for a while. Maybe you need to sit with upset, disappointment. Maybe you need to sit with heartbrokenness for a minute. Because there is a transformation going on. See, I've said this before, and I don't know if we're connecting all of the dots. When I said the universe is fine-tuned, physicists know it. The universe is fine-tuned. They call the place we live in this galaxy, they call it the Goldilocks zone. Because only here in this space could life actually exist. It don't exist nowhere else. The Goldilocks space. We live in the Goldilocks zone. Okay? And when you get down to the universal constants, they're so precise that even the theoretical physicists are saying the universe might be designed. Now, if you say it's designed, you're now saying there's God. Now you say, you don't want to say God. You don't want to use the G word. That's fine. God just means good from the German gut. That's okay. Fine. But you don't want to address that concept. Is that the universe has a designer? Now they're even saying, guess what? There's something before the Big Bang that set it off. So listen. If a person can forgive their begotten's killer, you can't forgive your baby mama for not letting you see the kids. You can't forgive your man for cheating on you. Now, I'm not saying everybody's forgiveness looks the same. It don't. And shouldn't be expected to. I don't know if are y'all ready for tonight's show? We got callers. Okay, look, we're gonna come forward. Because I'm excited too. We're gonna come forward, and then I'm going right to the callers. Whoever's been on the longest, man, we're gonna kill.
This is epic. Look, oh my God, we're going crazy. Oh my God. Do y'all like this topic as much as I like Jesus? Wait. Oh
Hey,
my God.
and listen.
Oh my God. We needed this topic
Listen,
so bad.
if y'all feel like they don't deserve it, I 100% rock with you. True Monger, I see you. You know I'm coming.
True don't never hold the fuck niggas on the south side.
I'm gonna come to the callers, I promise.
Wowza. Browsers. So deep.
I'm just posing questions. So is fine tuning? I should save this for the air, but maybe
No, we're
maybe
here.
not. So fine tuning. Universe said the theoretical physicist said the universe is fine tuned. Okay, if it's fine tuned, is that the same thing as the spiritualist saying you chose to come here and you picked every experience and you entered soul agreements before you actually manifested here on earth?
So you're a bodhisattva.
So I'm just saying,
You're a Buddha.
you got different people. So
You're a
the
Buddha.
spiritualists will say, you're a spirit that chose these
Chose
experiences.
it, you chose everything.
But then on the flip side, you got the physicists saying the
The white
universe
people?
is fine tuned. The
Yeah,
scientists
Yeah, you know, white people
is fine tuning the same thing as choosing your. I think so.
No, it's not.
I just think the white people do
Just
it
don't know how to word it.
They do it mathematically.
Okay, so it's the same thing. Okay, that was their way of just say God is real. The white people have to say it from their mouth that Alumia is real. Once
Listen.
they get in accordance, that they fall in line, bitch, we can all move one band, one sound. Bitch, you fuck science, numbers, we do that.
Do y'all notice that Arabia is turned all the way?
Because this is my lane. Like, I love this lane. I'm such an alien, so talking about like where black spirit meets
Jay Copa, thank you, brother. We need you, Jay.
Yay!
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah. He tap in with me. That's all I need.
Hey, and hey, Arabia is on complete fire right now. Do you understand?
Yeah, this is
She's like, bitch, and they're on crib. Let me tell you something else. What?
Fuck them niggas on the south side. We are good babies that wake up intentionally, and it's hard.
Here we go.
Pew pew.
You ain't lying. Pew. One word, one sound.
I love y'all so much.
They said she on 10. Ladies and gentlemen, let the vibes just take you. You're listening to my playlist, who so happens to double as my co-host. This is I Miss the Rain by Ledre. L-E hyphen Dre. Ledre. I Miss the Rain. Sometimes the rain is used to irrigate the earth, and thus life bursts forth. Sometimes the rain can be seen as the pain. We might not like it, but there is a silver lining. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. KVLA Talk 1580. Oh, the VR is going crazy. Let's get these callers in here. People want to talk. And I want to hear from you guys from all over the country. Who's been on the longest? Sean from Hawaii. Get in here.
Aloha, brother.
Aloha.
Yes, I mean, I'm chill right now, and I feel very fortunate. You know, a couple of reasons, just real quick, is my daughter promoted to high school. My son went through 2 series of medical treatments. and it has made enormous improvement, not little tiny things. So it's been really good for us, but this has all been a huge process for everyone out there. The grass isn't always greener on the other side of the fence, you know, and I've been listening to you closely tonight because we're taking a break, getting our stuff together on, 3 hours early, than California right now. And does pain have to happen in a relationship? Well, the only thing I know is if you are honest and if you're paying attention, pain is a part of life. And if you're with it in a relationship, which I heard you say, if I got it wrong, correct me, but you're going through something too. I mean, pain, you go through something. So I went through some with my better half, which would be considered crisis. And I think that almost all people go through something that is crisis, even if it's maybe not a level of other people's crisis, like a family, someone going through like pediatric cancer or something like that, which I didn't, but we had a different kind of crisis. But I think perception in that regard is reality. If you're in a relationship and you go through something really hard, you could be in crisis mode. So 2 things I was able to learn. Number one, you got to get out of crisis. How do you do that? It might take therapy with Zoe Williams. It might take, exercise. It might take eating better. It might be taking the moves to take the bull by the horns on whatever problem is inflicted upon you and doing everything you can possible. Because that's what I did, because I didn't know what else to do. And so, does pain have to happen? I don't know, but pain is a reality of human beings' life and their spirituality. And when it comes to a relationship, brother, whoever you're, dealing with, this is what I'm saying is that, take it easy on one another and realize that no matter what the craziness is, yes, you can forgive. Because you know what? This life on this planet is way too short. Why in the hell are you going to waste it griping all the time or having some negativity? I can't stand negativity, even though it is a part of life, and you can't just be positive all the time. But I'll tell you what, I will wake up every morning saying, aloha, good morning. That's what I'm saying.
My brother Sean from Hawaii. Aloha. We appreciate you, Sean.
Aloha, brother.
Thank you, man. No, listen, I'm coaching people, right? But make no mistake, my girl is coaching me. Oh, make no mistake. You're not on the mic, woman. Lord, my woman is coaching me. I'm just saying. We got callers, man. People want to talk. Reggie, Austin, Texas, get in here. What up, brother?
Yeah, I want to give shout out to Radius and to Andy. His energy is so cool, man. I need that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so refreshing, bro. It really is. Now you asked a question. You asked, what do we hold on to in forgiveness? And you asked, is pain the ultimate change agent?
Yes.
That's tough, man. I think pain is an ingredient in what we do. Pain is an ingredient in changing your life. I like to cook, and garlic is a spice that I use, but I don't use the same spice in every dish that I make. But it's an ingredient in what I do. I don't want every dish I make to taste the same, so I need different spices here and there. So yeah, you gonna have pain in your life, but it won't be the overwhelming ingredient in your life. If it is, then you need to make some changes.
Okay, well then say pain is white pepper. Don't say pain is garlic. Boy, you don't even know how to cook, do you, Reg? You done told us right now you don't know how to cook nothing. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I think as far as what we hold on to in forgiveness, we hold on to our perspective, we hold on to our ego, and we hold on to our experiences.
And our justification.
Absolutely, but that's a synonym of our perspective as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm saying? So the pain we hold on to those things so the pain doesn't happen again. You know, in my past, man, I've never feared death. I feared pain. And I didn't want the pain to happen. I mean, I'm thinking if I die, there's no pain. But as far as the pain is concerned, I wanted to stop that. And so I held on to my ego, I held on to my experiences, and I held on to my perspective to stop the pain from happening again. But I learned that the perspective that you have while you're going through a thing is different than the perspective that you have while you've gone through a thing. And so I don't look to analyze the thing as I'm going through it. I open my mind to the possibility of peace, and that's just a hope and a promise. I open my mind to a hope and to a promise that this is not the end of my life. This is not the end of whatever I'm doing. I'm going to make it through whatever it is. And I do that until the pain subsides. Then I change my spirit to evolve so that I can learn a lesson from what I've gone through. And so I don't look at my mind the same as I'm going through it as one that is going through it. You got to change that, man. And I think if you can alter your mind, you can alter your spirit, because we're spirits having a human experience, then you give yourself the opportunity to hope. You give yourself the opportunity to fulfill that promise. It's still there. It may be shrouded in pain, but it's still there. And I can't deny that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think we worry about the pain subsiding and we get thrown off. Pain is a distraction. I'm not going to be distracted by the pain. I'm going to live through it. I'm going to live through whatever I'm going through. And as far as forgiveness, we don't just forgive the activities. Man, we forgive the emotions that surround the activity, the emotions, the collateral damage that comes from the activity. So you're not just forgiving a person for doing this or that. You're forgiving yourself for thinking this or that and get thrown off your square by what somebody else did.
Wait, stop. Hold on. You're forgiving yourself for thinking this or that. That little snippet right there is a whole show, because it reminds me of Krishnamurti. It reminds me of Bruce Lee. People think Bruce Lee was just a martial artist. He was also a philosopher. He went to school. He was a philosopher. Went to Washington University. He was a philosopher. So, forgive yourself for thinking this or that. So, Krishnamurti put it this way. He said, many of us are not dating the person, we're dating our image of the person.
Absolutely.
So when the image is tarnished, now it's like it's an injury to the person who projected this image onto the person, or the person who's projecting the image onto the person that they hurt. Because now they have an image of you. It's like, that person would never hurt me. Oh, this is heavy. Stay with me, Reggie. Reggie from Austin, Texas is in the building. He's always cooking. When we come forward, we're going to keep learning from this show. Trust me, we got a lot more to talk about.
Can I go now, Mike?
You got to stop talking off the air. You be talking. You can tell him. Tell him again. You know what's fresh about her? This is a movie theater to her. You know how black people are in the movie? Don't go in there. Get out of there. We know. This is Arabia. I'm doing Arabia, y'all. Watch.
No, I'm not about to mess with you. I be looking just like the man ain't lying. Man ain't lying.
I know one thing. You better. I don't know who.
I be looking. I'm okay.
I wish y'all could see Arabia. I'm gonna turn the camera on Arabia so y'all can. She be going off over there. She be doing her little thing.
Man ain't lying. Man ain't lying. Oh my God! The man ain't lying. He know me, y'all. y'all. I be acting up. I gotta be so quiet. So quiet. But I love y'all, man. Y'all be hitting on nerves, man. The real public don't hit on, man. Y'all my real gangsters, man. We be talking real shit in here.
Injured in a car accident or at work, the accident guys can come to you almost anywhere, so you don't have to come to us.
Ooh. Nasi royalty. Forgive the emotions, not the activity. So true about forgiving the image shattered.
And
Ooh.
talk about more of like people's perceptions of people being shattered. Like what I had a conversation today. I said people think, Lord, this is not my shoe.
No, go ahead, finish.
And they put me on this pedestal until they find I'm a real crip, and I get to talk, and they be like, "Damn, I thought she was." I am all that, but shatter that. I'm a real woman, man. My car, I was in the shop all day, man. I drive a 2007. Don't worry, when I get my Benz, you ain't gonna be like, man, I seen her come from a long way. But yeah, so it's amazing. I said, shatter that perception of you, and I have to shatter that because I think that's why I'm not finding true love because I don't. In Muslim, like arranged marriages, and then I like real black men, so they show up as crips, hustlers, scammers. So I'm trying to find that balance. But I'm learning a lot. I love it.
She got to do a fucking podcast. You just got to do a podcast where you just talking. Motherfucker.
I'm dating a fat person.
Are they worth the wait?
Child was a kid. If you see that, I had to play child support. Oh, that's right.
Oh,
So many questions I want to ask you.
I was like, the kids, is this something wrong
God
with
damn.
He told me he had a
Well,
pregnant.
Trail has
All right.
been
Are you going to talk? We're about to go live. You okay?
Why can't you open up, brother?
Get your gun. You left your gun in the truck. Go get your gun.
don't know me. Man ain't lying.
Accountability. The voice of reason.
When someone has wronged us or has abused us in some way, we either have feelings of hostility and resentment.
Oh, we must file a suit.
No, in a minor sense, if they abuse us or if they wrong us, we sometimes have feelings of resentment and hostility against them, and sometimes we might tend to forgive them and let it go. So my question here is, where must we draw a line to hold the wrongdoer responsible for what he does, and when should we know to forgive him, and when should we know to let it go? So this is the question.
See, this is not about the other person. The choice for you is this. If you were given a choice, right now, for all of you, if you were given a choice that you can either live joyfully, blissfully, or miserably, or in anger, or in stress, or in resentment, what is your natural choice? You must choose, I'm going to bless you right now. What is your natural choice? Joyfully, isn't it? Because every human being is looking for highest level of pleasantness for himself or herself. You can call it joy, you can call it bliss. These are just words. Essentially, we want highest level of pleasantness for ourselves. If your body becomes pleasant, we call this health. If it becomes very pleasant, we call this pleasure. If your mind becomes pleasant, we call this peace. If it becomes very pleasant, we call this joy. If your emotions become pleasant, we call this love. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it compassion. If your very life energies become pleasant, we call this bliss. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it ecstasy. If your surroundings become pleasant, we call this success. Only to make... Man, Sad Guru. That's a clip of Sad Guru. He ain't really sad. That's just his name, Sad Guru. He's dropping jewels. Welcome to the second hour of the Voice of Reason here on KBLA Talk 1580, where the Voice of Reason curates relationship conversations. Let me just say, I agree partially with what he's saying. There's deep truth in what he's saying. The only thing is, I make room, or we should, I'm learning to make room
for everybody's style for dealing with hurt, for everybody's path for how they get to unforgiveness. Uh, you know, I'm a complex person. And for me, my path is, all right, we spilled the milk. Let's get the brawny. Let's wipe it up and let's move on. But some people have a different methodology, a different modality of dealing with that. And when you've done things your way all the time, sometimes it's very difficult to create the space for another to have their own modality and methodology for dealing with hurt. I do believe hurt is intrinsic. I love what Reggie said. We're going to bring him right back. I love what he said about hurt being part of the ingredients, part of the spice mix, but it's not one of the dominant spices. It's white pepper, but it's in there. And sometimes we can get a little heavy-handed with the white pepper. Reggie, please wrap your thought, brother.
But I think we can use pain or our white pepper, whatever you want to call it, to change our perspective, to change our ego, and to change our experiences. We aren't bound by any of those things. And when pain robs you of certain things, you can't let pain rob you of your dignity. Let pain rob you of your perspective. Let pain rob you of your ego or your experience. And so that you can understand that there are more things that can happen. There are better things that can happen. There's a lesson that can happen. And so that's how you use pain in a positive way.
No, I agree with you 100%, man. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you.
Can you answer one question for me, man?
Yeah.
You gave a book, Alan Berger, The 12 Steps.
Yeah.
You mentioned Colin Tippin. What was the title for Colin Tippin?
Radical Forgiveness. He's got 2 of them. And I suggest you get both of them. Right? Radical Forgiveness, Colin Tippin. And then the other one is Radical Self-Forgiveness.
All right.
All right? Appreciate you, good brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let me just say this, too. Spiritual people can manipulate other people. Right? Because, and I would say so-called spiritual people, not authentic spiritual people, but so-called spiritually evolved people can manipulate other people. And I say that to say this. You can throw it out there, a spiritual truth. Like, hey, you may have, had a spiritual contract written before you came here, before you came to earth. You incarnated, the relationships carnated, and you got your lessons that you chose. I think it would be disingenuous for me not to mention this. A lot of so-called spiritual people will use that as their argument to prevent themselves from apologizing for what they did. Right? They'll go to the, you chose this experience. You chose your people. You chose your family. You chose cheating. No. I think if we're in the business of forgiveness, we also must be in the business of genuine, remorseful contrition, especially if you love the person. Now, if you don't love the person, then it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter. But if you love the person and you hurt the person, you must be sincere, you must be genuine, and you must be contrite. It must be real. Because that contrition will be the mortar for the new walls you guys build together. If there's no contrition, there's no stability in the walls that are being built up around. So there are some spiritual people that will throw it out like, you do know you chose this experience. And I think that's wrong to do. right? I think that's wrong. And it's just yes, I believe that there's a spiritual contract, but it don't feel good in the moment when what you agreed to spiritually, if that is something that actually happens, right? When you hurt your partner, man, especially somebody you care about, and I'm not saying you get to hurt other people. I'm just saying when you love somebody and you hurt them, contrition, man. Yeah, it's got to be real. All right, let me get these callers. People have been on. Let's get them on. Let's get them on. True Monger, Dallas, Texas. Get in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got hung up on 12 times, but it's okay. You back, True Monger. We love you, man. Get in here and talk to me about tonight's topic.
Oh, man. I think forgiveness is, it could be a difficult thing for people because, as we were saying before, those experiences stick with you. Everybody's going to process them differently. Um, some people may never forgive certain things that happen to them. And I'm still thinking about something you said earlier, saying people chose for certain things to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still questioning that because I don't think anybody asked to be violated in whatever way they were violated. I don't think anybody really asked for that, but it does happen. But it's about, I guess it's about how you deal with it going forward. Some things are just hard to forgive. And it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self-forgiveness to even get to that point because, like you were talking about earlier, about the people who are adopting the murderers of their children.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
But
But
but that's what I'm saying. It is a different level, True. It is. And this is why I played those videos because that is the extreme. And if they can reach it, you know we have the resources to heal relational hurts.
it's possible.
Hurt is hurt. Hurt is hurt. It's all pain. But I had to give because sometimes you need to see an example of somebody climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, somebody climbing K2, somebody climbing the Himalayas. You need to see it to know that it's possible. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, you're right. And like I said, it's going to take people going through seeing examples of actually processing what really happened to even get to that point. Because I don't know if I can get to a point if I can forgive somebody who murdered someone I cared about, especially if it was a child. But I can understand it.
Just go ahead and say, I ain't that spiritual. True. You can say it. I'm with you. We
I haven't got to that point yet.
Somebody hurt one of mine. I ain't that spiritual, True. I promise you. I'm gonna be right with you. We gonna be like, where they at? Let's go get them. I'm saying it.
It's hard, man, because you know especially if it's like very recent, you may want to get some payback on that person for violating you on whatever way they did.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's when you gotta get away from them. You gotta stay away from them. If you can, let some time pass. Try to think soundly and not emotionally, because thinking emotionally is what gets you locked up.
100%. Yeah.
So try to stay out of positions that can get you caught up or killed or possibly. Try to let some time pass. Try to process what it is.
True.
Get to that point where.
Wait, 1 second, True. Real quick. Thank you for that little piece of wisdom. I retract my last statement about riding with True. Go ahead, finish your thought, True.
I'm saying, you get to that point with you can back and be around that person. Not saying that you forgot what happened, because that stuff is gonna stick with you. No matter what you say, that stuff stays with you. But you can get to the point where you're around that person and you don't feel like attacking them, doing harm to them. You didn't say anything harmful to them. You just be around them and even somewhat being indifferent. just don't have no kind of reaction to them. To me, that's a sign of forgiveness. That's a big step for a lot of people.
Indifference is heavy. Call back Heru Ali. Indifference is heavy though. Maybe not indifference. Because you'd rather not be around somebody than to be around somebody and be indifferent towards them. I don't think that's good. I don't think that indifference is a heavy.
If you happen to be around them.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like in the mall, walking by each other in the mall? Okay, fine. Okay.
You never know when you might run into somebody.
Right.
But if you get to it pops up in your head, if you get to a point where like, yeah, this and this happened, that's how I dealt with it at the time. I'm no longer on that at this point in time. I've kind of grown past it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can think about it and not get angry or sad. And I can just keep moving forward. To me, that's a level of forgiveness. They don't even know about it. Just keep moving.
Man, I've been talking to Truemonger like we sitting here in the cigar lounge. Brother, thank you for the call. You brought Dallas, Texas in the building. We appreciate the insight from my brother Truemonger. When we come forward, more phone calls. Tonight is on fire. Forgiveness is recognizing that nothing really happens to you. It happens for you. Me and True was just talking. Yeah, and then when me and True got hired together down at the foundry.
Baby.
So they got foundries all over the South. True. We was at a foundry down in Dallas. You understand? Now the Dallas foundry is different than the Houston foundry.
True said, I see you at the mall and I let that shit pass. Man, I gave you a pass because I could have really waned on your thing, but I had spiritual growth as a result. Because a nigga like me, well, oh, I love it. True be giving passes, man. Like, I could really fuck your shit up physically or spiritually or mentally or emotionally, but I'm choosing to be the bigger person. Is that what you got?
That's what I got for you. You, True, and Tavares. Hey, True, tell Tavares he left his tool belt in the truck.
Tavares, what's your mama name? If your name is Tavares, you gotta go with a Dolores or Ruth. What's your mama name? If you Tavares, I'm curious to know his mama name.
Hey, Tavares! Your toolbox is in the truck.
So who birthed Tavares? Brittany's or Dorothy's? Either way.
No, Brittany wouldn't give birth to a Tavares.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, because Brittany's popping now.
Brittany's are fine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're still young. So it's like.
Lizzie.
Ruth a little too old.
Tavares.
Dolores.
No, Dolores is good. Dorothea.
Yeah, one of them.
Dorothea.
Okay. Tavares, what's your mama name?
Gertrude. Hey, Tavares.
Definitely Dory. Look, we on to something. Look, we a team. We all.
Gladys, that's his mama, Gladys.
That's his mom. Tavares' mama name is Gladys. Yep, I think we all on one accord. Betty May.
60 seconds.
I think so. I need to know Tavares.
He left his damn thermos again. Down at the foundry. They got your thermos, Tavares. It's in the foreman's office. This is the craziest little group of people. I just thought we be wilding out. Tavares' mama named Tamika. Hey, you like that track, don't you? You like that, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Tavares' mama named Tamika is comedy. Hey, we need some more callers. Don't be afraid to call. His name is Tammy. And Daddy Boris. motion, slow motion. The voice of reason. My playlist is my co-host, the legendary, the incomparable, the purple one. When Two Are in Love by Prince. Wow. It's a fire record, man. That guy was special beyond the meaning of the word, man. That was a great record, When Two Are in Love. And I think it's an appropriate record, man, because that's a love, the love he's describing, you know, slow motion rain and what is going on, Prince? The love he's describing, it just feels like it can survive anything. But I will say this, as works in progress, that love will be asked to survive some things. And many times people don't, this is a heavy thing to say, but many times people won't let love talk, as Kendrick says. Shut up when love talking, right? Sometimes we let our ego talk. We let our fear talk. We let our betrayal talk. We let our distrust talk. And this is why we can't reach a level where our hearts are cleansed of whatever infraction we bring to each other. It's a heavy space to be in. We got Heru Ali from Battle Creek, Michigan. I want to bring him in right now. Get in here, brother. I know you got a lot to say, and he's going to talk about the end of the world, I'm sure. Talk to us, Heru. None of that matters, because when the world ends, who going to be digging those ditches? Who?
Not tonight. Peace out to the family of nations. I'm in Seoul, Andy, Arabia. To the goddamn Smiley. Listen, I had to call in because I agree with you partially on the forgiveness. Now listen, all of the excerpts that you played about the forgiveness of the children being killed, nah, ain't with that. Ain't with that at all.
I know. I know.
I need a life for a life. I need a life for a life. Listen, I understand all of the trappings and all of the setups from this government who hates us, who's racist and all of that type of stuff.
Here we go. Here we go.
We didn't have to do it. We shouldn't have to do it. So guess what? No, we're not gonna let justice play out. Because guess what? Those that are taking you to the courtrooms and all that stuff, you're just an obstacle. You're just a means to an end. Because I'm coming for it. Because I ain't got nothing to lose. All my children are grown and gone. I ain't got nothing to lose. It's just me. I'm responsible for me.
Wait, hold on here, Rue. Wait a minute. You do this all the time. You do this all the time. You done came in here and turned our forgiveness discussion into a revenge discussion. Here you are. And there's no place you can hide. There ain't nowhere you're gonna be able to go to that I ain't gonna be able. That's where you at right now. I want you to take it from 10 and bring it down to 5.
I will find you, and I will on some taking side of the game. Go ahead. Respectfully, I'm sorry. I'm gonna fall back. Go ahead. There's levels to everything, so yes.
No, I agree.
I am one who thinks in my being that I'm spiritual. That if I offend someone, I'm the first one to apologize. I try and make amends. And, I try and contribute to try and make it over. But you touch one of mine.
Yeah.
Touch one of mine. We're talking about familiar. We're talking about my children. We ain't talking about a relationship right now. Maybe listen, no, I'm not adopting you. If I do, that's a strategy.
Oh God.
I'll leave that there. I'll leave that there. What I have been practicing, respectfully, is sometimes you just have to let stuff go.
Wait, hold on. Before you go there, because that's key. We're gonna deal with that. That's key. But before you go there, weren't you a preacher at some point? A reverend?
I was a minute, absolute, devout. Jesus plus nothing.
Jesus plus nothing. I love it. Now, let me.
Absolutely.
What does the Bible say about forgiveness? I'm just curious.
If you don't forgive, how you going to forgive it? But also,
No, it don't say. What verse is that? That's the book of Haru. If you don't forgive, you won't be forgiven.
Yeah, but listen, there used to be cities of refuge for folks who kill people to run to that were being pursued by their family to get their reciprocity.
Wait.
Valid.
How are you defending the point before we explore what I'm talking about? Come on, Haru. as a former minister.
Yeah, and I'm an apostate.
You're an apostate now.
Yeah, the hottest place in hell is reserved for me.
Okay, I'm just asking, what does the Bible say? Because I know in the book of Luke it says, he who loves or he who forgives little loves little. Jesus said that too. I'm just asking. I just want to know.
I love my neighbor.
Oh, okay, but wait, Harold. But wait a minute, Harold. Let me ask you this. What does the Bible say about serving two masters?
I'm not serving anyone.
I'm just asking.
You can't serve two masters.
All right.
You hate one and love the other.
All right, stay with me. When we come forward, listen, stay with me. Don't leave, Harold. I need to talk to you because Harold tripping right now, and we got to rein him in a little bit. Now, I'm 100% with Harold, actually. I got kids. So I feel what Harold is feeling like. We'll be in that old rusty truck together, going after who. I know we're not supposed to, but I'm saying many of us serve two masters. We serve the ego, we serve resentment, we serve fear, we serve anxiety, we serve depression. Many of us serve those masters while speaking the words of forgiveness when we come forward. We'll deal with the rest of it.
I ain't too late. This is a grown conversation.
Yo, this shit fire, right?
I'm proud of her.
Hey, I'm asking y'all, is it fire or no? Y'all tell me.
Bruce said, I ain't where I used to be, but I'm not quite where I want to be, but I ain't where I used to be. I love it.
December Dawn, you should call in and talk to us. Enlighten us. Everybody want to hear that information.
And where does your ego sit? When you're dealing with the white man, when you're dealing with your mate, when you're dealing with your spouse, where's that ego sit? Because that ego going to show up and you're going to miss out on the blessing.
It's giving you something to think about for sure? Yeah? I hope so.
I learned to humble myself real soon. Because I'm going to miss out on a good blessing. Because my ego. And I'd rather just like...
Check your ego.
Yeah, that shit is not cool. And I can throw hands and all that, but I really like how, like who he said, he protects his family. Because Martin Luther King gonna meet Malcolm X, and I'm rolling with Malcolm X. I'm a Buddhist, and I'm a Buddhist, and that Martin Luther King shit only got us so far, but it got us here. So thank you.
This is a Buddhist crip who gave us bet 100, shoot 100, She gave us
I wish somebody would have
she gave us Gangsta Skate. She gave us Throw Hands. She just said I'll throw hands. We just finna take the A off the front of her name. It's just about to be Rabia. It's Rabia, nigga. It's Rabia on mine.
Yeah. I'm real gangster about.
From now on,
Baruka.
we don Arabia as Arabia. Arabia. She gave us some classic terms. Better honey, shoot a honey.
Lord.
Somebody said she been Arabia. And Zinga said she been Arabia.
And thinking about me.
She been Arabia the whole time. See, I'm thinking, oh, Arabia. No.
No.
This is Arabia. She been Arabia the whole time. Arabia the gangster. She really has been Arabia this whole fucking time.
I'm about to play with y'all. Y'all not about to go watch sports.
I didn't know Arabia was a gang member.
We thought we came.
What in the world? Somebody said, "Oh, mama's cuz."
Too much fun. Too much fun. You have to be I like it when Woo said, yeah, I'm working on forgiveness, but you run on my lawn, everybody gonna get got. It came from the preacher, said that.
Arabia evolve, don't change. Oh, okay. I fuck with that.
I like that.
Arabia got a purple rag, repping red and blue.
Okay.
Look, she I don't know if she like that. She was like, okay.
Oh, I love y'all so much. No, I love y'all. Y'all are so funny.
Arabia got a blue, what? Got a purple. Oh.
We been family, so yeah, it's just like I gotta tell y'all, FO, you don't know I'm a gangster for Zoe. Like you have no idea. And anybody who like Haru, and Zinga, Brown,
She
like
about to go.
True, Reggie, Sean.
She about to go on
Oh,
one.
it's
Go
so
ahead.
many of us that love us. That's really part of this movement. No matter where we go, like it's really in us. It's not on us. So it's just a pleasure to meet like-hearted people. It's such an honor.
Don't Bloods be wearing purple too?
Hey, I ain't never said nothing about no bloods.
We about to come back.
I'm gangster for Zoe. I have to look at my baby. I am gangster for Zoe, man.
Pretty brown Mimi, I love the color purple. That just sounded. That just. Are you talking about the movie? I'm sorry.
Our baby Mimi, she always just hopping in like double dutch, baby. I'ma catch this wave. Like,
Hey,
baby,
this was a show you shouldn't have came in late on, to be honest.
I was crying before I came in the studio. Man, this show.
What up, Nick? Is the night?
Everything. Oh, so cuz.
What is that? Third call in.
Yeah, we rep Zoe all day. We really do, though. We really, really do.
Here we come.
Oh, so much love, baby. Oh, no, it's crying with you. Too much fun.
Oh, that shit was on.
Let me check out some blue lights.
Just let it wash all over you. The name of the track is Comfort Zone. There can be no forgiveness unless we create a comfort zone. The name of the track is Comfort Zone. My playlist is my co-host. The group is called, the name of the group is kind of weird, Evil Needle. Evil Needle. The track is called Comfort Zone. Such a vibe. But you got to create a comfort zone. And when you hurt somebody, you got to create, you got to rebuild the trust. You got to rebuild the peace. You got to rebuild the safety. You got to rebuild the honesty. You have to create a safe place, right? You have to create a safe space. Sukha. Your spirit must be, imbued with the Sanskrit term or the Pali term sukha. Good space must be in your spirit. And you can't have good space within yourself unless you truly acknowledge what you have done, the infraction. It's a heavy topic tonight. Forgiveness is recognizing that nothing really happened to you, it happened for you. I am delving into the concept that maybe, just maybe, hurt might be used to reach enlightenment. This is a heavy topic. Okay, let's get Heru in here. Heru, finish your thought, good brother. Battle Creek, Michigan. Wrap it up.
To bury in the Bible, you mentioned previously that I was a minister. All things work for the good. Those of calling, yeah, absolutely. Every hurt, every pain was to move you on to a different level. Absolutely.
But
one of mine.
here we go.
Oh, I'm sorry, not that. Nevertheless.
Nevertheless.
You touch one of mine. I got to get you.
I got to get you.
I got to. My soul won't rest. I was speaking earlier about letting go versus forgiveness. I've often asked people, who should I forgive? The person who raped my mother, my wife, my daughters, versus the person who killed my brother. That was the option. Those were the two options.
I feel like I'm talking to Dexter right now. You remember the TV show Dexter? Like, you gonna go get everybody.
You know my background.
That's why I'm saying. I feel like Dexter is on the line.
You
Like,
know my back. Absolutely.
I have a code.
No, I'm not forgiving any of them. And guess what? My lack of not forgiving any of them and my lack of not being able to exact my revenge on them doesn't mean that my life is not going to be good. Because I'm always going to be waiting in the wings.
okay, thank you, Heru. We don't want you to incriminate. Heru Ali, Battle Creek, bitch. I knew this was gonna be wild. That's why I gave him space. I knew it was gonna be. We trying to zen out, and I'm gonna be waiting. I got a list now. This is the reverse Santa. Like, what in the world? Cali, Seoul, Denver, Colorado. Get in here and bring some sanity to us.
I don't know if I got any sanity for you. Here we go. So one of my generational assignments that I've been very aware of is like learning to love as mothers and daughters. I come from a lineage of mothers and daughters who do not like each other. My great-grandmother and my grandmother didn't get along. My mom and my mother didn't get along. And now I see where my mom and I can't see eye to eye. So I'm moving through this. And I definitely believe in us choosing our family. Ever since I was a little girl, I've been very deep
catch from my family. I've experienced a lot of death, a lot of abuse, and different things like that, to the point where, like, when people make their transition, I'm actually relieved.
Wow.
I'm grateful. Yeah. I'm grateful that a lot of healing took place between my grandmother and I. Because my grandmother and I, we used to be hard when I was a little girl. Like, so much so to where, she was verbally abusive. So people would look at me and tell me how beautiful I was, but I always heard her voice in the back of my head telling me how ugly I was. So it's very hard for me to embrace who I am now. I'm grateful for that, though, because I see, if I would have known how cute I was when I was younger, I'd have been a hot mess.
So in an inverted way, it was a protection.
It was a protection. It was a beautiful protection. Um, it was an interesting thing last year that happened, because I've been working on this assignment, like, and I'm telling you, my mom and I, we don't, physically fight or anything, but on spiritual level, you know, we, we, we battle. It's like a tug of war. Last year I was out in my garden, and I was cutting down, I was winterizing my garden. So you got to cut down your Brussels sprout bushes. You got to deadhead them. And a Brussels sprout, the sternum on it is thick, like a leg, or like an arm or something, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm sawing at this thing for like 3 minutes. Couldn't get it. Do you know that when I finally got that thing down, and I have it on video, when I finally got that thing down, my mother called me and told me, "You need to come get me. I'm on the floor. I just broke my leg." And spiritually, I was like, what? What just happened? We're moving through some things, as a family, as mother and daughter, we're moving through some things. But I absolutely believe that we picked our families. It may sound hard to believe. Even the sexual abuse that I experienced as a young girl, it kind of guarded me and kept me to where I'm just now in my 40s, in my sexual unfoldment. And it's a beautiful thing, because I'm like, again, if I'd have known, I probably would have been a hot mess, because I don't know if you remember some of my history, but my grandmother was actually a madame of a whorehouse. And my mother was...
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. We got to come forward, but Lord have mercy, you are slapping us all around this studio. Just stay with us. When we come forward, we're going to get the rest of this story from Cali Soul, Denver, Colorado. She's got a lot to talk about. Wow.
So for women,
All right, what?
so if a woman can show up in that aspect and be intentionally conscious about forgiving, men too, but it's something about still having their sword up, because black men, these boys. So I really appreciate Guru and you for like protecting our grounds and what does that community look like. But as we cultivate these safe places, it's a lot of healing, like private conversations, like could put it all into like DPs. But as we have Haru watching the front lines, and you create safe spaces where Callie can deliver food and I can just be a safe place. This is a community. It's a vibe. It takes a whole village. So just thank you so much, Callie, because
she dropping.
Yeah, because I could have been a pimp yesterday, and I choose to be loving, and I choose to be loving. I choose. Man, my name is AR. I can show up with an AR, nigga. I'm Pakistani. I show up, I blow this whole motherfucker up. But I choose love. I choose to be a Buddhist. I choose it.
Is Arabia on fire, like a rare kind of fire? She done put the fucking Pakistani accent on. Do the Pakistani.
No.
Arabia! Y'all got Arabia flipped inside out today. She is irascible in here today. Somebody said 95 pounds of love and rampage.
That's That's how your women show up in party. We choose love. We warriors too, like Haru. We really with the shits. Like I'm just the little voice of it, the baby voice. But if you see the chat, we real gangsters about our
Wait,
spirit.
here we go. AR-15.
That's why my name's Arabian.
Let me get this. There we go.
Why every time I catch it, it's an angel number.
Arabia sounds ride or die. That's funny. My playlist is definitely my co-host tonight. This is the instrumental of Soul Food. You know by who? Goody Mob. Come on, y'all. It's a vibe in here tonight, and it's important that I took the words out of it for most of the records because I wanted y'all to feel more because that's a lesson that I am learning. I got to learn how to feel more. You know, I struggle with it. I don't care. I struggle with it. So, Callie Soul was telling us about her grandmother being a madam. Can you wrap that into your final thought? Talk to us. Callie, where are you? You know, Callie will put us on mute and go and flipped a salmon croquette. She was over there flipping us. I know. You, come on, Callie, don't do us like. Get in here and wrap your thought.
Fidelity. So, my grandmother had to look at this child that she created with this man that would never have her, right? So there was a lot of pain there between the two of them. So, like I said, I'm moving through this, and I'm still trying not to completely give up. Because I remember when my grandmother was transitioning, my cousin looked at me in the hospital, and he's like, "I don't want the family to fall apart." And he must have picked up on me spiritually, because I'm thinking, as soon as she's gone, I'm out. No one will hear from me. But, I've moved past that and done my best to keep in touch with folks and move through moments. And it's a hard family. It's street life. This family is street life. Well, I come from dope dealers and hustlers and all of that stuff. So I'm still asking God, how do I move through this? And God just keeps telling me moment by moment, can't sit down and make out a plan, because that's not how it's going to happen.
And typically, death doesn't kill the wound. you see?
Learning that.
Yeah. Listen, I love you to death for sharing that with us. I appreciate you so much for calling in and being so transparent and free and open. We appreciate the Cali Soul you've become, and that lets me know, trust me, you're going to be even better in 3 months, in 90 days. You're going to be 10 times better than you are now because you're on the right path. So we appreciate you.
I say.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, the voice of reason. Let me get in here and talk to y'all. We've been talking to the callers, okay? And we're talking about this concept that I believe to be true, that what we go through is part of the ingredient, to borrow from Reggie, is part of the necessary ingredient that grows us up spiritually. But it does so in the face of free will. So you still have a choice to de-evolve or accept the challenge that the hurt is offering. The hurt is challenging you to evolve. I see pain as an indicator, just like in a car. When that check engine light comes on, that's pain. Saying, hey, there's certain beliefs, there's certain issues or certain things that you bring to the table that have yet to be reconciled within you. But that still doesn't let the person who hurt you off the hook. They have their own lessons. They have their own mission to accomplish in this dance of pain. Colin Tippin says it this way: through relationship, we grow and learn. Through relationship, we heal and are returned to wholeness and truth. We need others to mirror our misconceptions and our projections to help us bring repressed material to consciousness for healing. Repressed material. You can't blame anybody that you hurt. I can't blame anybody that I've hurt. But I know what happened can be for the benefit of both of us. I know people don't want to hear it that way, but I know. We're not taught to look at what is, right? And say, look what I've created in my life. Isn't that interesting? Instead, we are taught to judge, to lay blame, to accuse, to play victim, and seek revenge. Neither are we taught to think that our lives are directed by forces other than our own conscious mind, but in truth, they are. Colin Tippin. The truth is that there is no such thing as a negative emotion. Emotions only become bad and have a negative effect on us when they are repressed, denied, and or unexpressed. Positive thinking is really just another form of denial. Now listen to him when he says that. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You heard me talk about toxic positivity. Toxic positivity can prevent you from embracing the difficulty of the moment. Embrace it without judgment. What part of me is a beacon for this experience? I know people don't want to hear it that way, but I have to say it. You know, I really love another guru, Paramahansa Yogananda. And for him, you know, he created self-realization, and, for him, he believed that for the yogi and for the spiritual aspirant, forgiveness is part and parcel, to achieving nirvana or moksha or samadhi, elevated state of consciousness. For him, he believed that you could use forgiveness, right, to get to that level. Well, what is encompassed in forgiveness? Acknowledgement, consideration, acceptance, a deliberate, intentional desire to repair. Learning is part of forgiveness. Letting go, releasing is part of forgiveness. Responsibility is part of forgiveness. Self-awareness is part of forgiveness, right? We talked about contrition. All of these things are part of it. But the reality of it is, if you refuse to do any of this stuff, you won't, not only will you damage the relationship beyond repair, but you don't grow. You, yourself, you don't grow. Right? And I'm speaking of it in two ways. From the person who caused the infraction, contrition, apologetics, all of that, you have to, be in a space where you can be trusted again, right? But then on the person that's on the other side, the one who has been wronged, don't revel in it too long. Seek the higher lesson, not the lower lesson, but seek the higher lesson, right? Forgiveness is not about denying or forgetting what happened, but rather about recognizing that the past cannot be changed and that holding on to anger or resentment only causes suffering, more of it. It implies that forgiveness is a process of letting go of negative emotions and accepting the reality of the situation rather than dwelling on it and allowing it to continue to affect one's lives. Or a couple's lives. In essence, forgiveness is about releasing oneself from the burden of the past and moving forward with a sense of peace and freedom. I started the conversation, and trust me, we barely touched the tip of the iceberg, but we started it. And I want you guys to start thinking along these terms. Listen, I ain't the only one in here with some fire. My homeboy Danny Morrison is up next. I started the fire, but he gonna keep it lit. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Nothing but love, appreciation. There it is. Woo, hoo, hoo, hoo. All right, we gotta go. Danny Morrison. Clearly, because you've been talking the whole show in here. What in the world? I gotta ask you. Because when I get these great things, this shit was fire, right? Y'all enjoyed it? I hope you did. Number love, appreciate y'all. I'm out.